Yup. I had that one too. I can't believe it was the 80s. It was the 80s, yeah. Fucking, I remembered as one of the most disappointing toys of all time. They never made anything to scale right. I mean, you had the huge ad thing like this, but when you finally got Jabba, he was alright, but he wouldn't sit upright, and it was all slippery plastic, and it would kind of fall over, and you can move its head, and the tail would go, which was kind of cool. But all you could do was like knock the guy off the grate, because the grate came with it, where it opens up, and the rank. I had the Rancor monster too, but where the grate opens up, and it would literally open up, but it wouldn't go anywhere because it was just this little tiny grate that he was on. And it's like that's not like Jabba's grate. Jabba's grate was massive, and Jabba originally slid back, and then the front went up and it opened up, but not this. It was just a little tiny, shitty thing. And if you'd seen it without without Jabba, you wouldn't even know. You'd be like, "What the fuck is this?" I think that little thing came with it too. Jabba's little minion, but that one always got lost. I never knew anybody who kept one. But the Rancor monster was huge. It was massive. It was like this tall, and it looked pretty fucking good actually. It was one of their better toys. It had the same cockroach type skin, the spotty browns, and they fucked up the teeth. Its teeth were nothing like it, but it did resemble the Rancor. And that was another toy where it was just made fucked up, where its head would go and it would just it was an awkward toy. But the Jabba one wasn't to scale at all. It was the most disappointing toy ever. Look that up, how disappointing it was. For me, it was. I imagine other people said it was, too. I can't believe that. I really, geez, my mom bought me a lot of fucking toys, even if they were at garage sales. I had all of them. You know what my favorites were, though, to look at? I was obsessed with the Imperial Guard, the ones in red. Those fucking things. And I think you could order away for other ones like that, too, which I had, component dudes in the Jedi. Because I remember too, man, when I first started collecting that shit when I was a kid, it was called Revenge of the Jedi, and it was billed as Revenge of the Jedi for months. And at the last minute, they changed the fucking name for whatever reason. And I remember going around always calling it Revenge of the Jedi. People thought, it's Return of the Jedi. So it was Revenge of the Jedi. I had fucking... They even printed the toys. I think they did, I'm pretty sure. Or the propaganda I used to get in the mail, because I used to send away for all that shit. And I used to have it up until I was a teenager. It would say Revenge of the Jedi on it. I'm like, yeah, Revenge of the Jedi. Hell yeah. The tickets at the fuck... when I went to go see it, my mom took me. And I went out there to Albany Theaters, and there was like... Before you even seen the movie, you were getting a showcase of the characters that were to be in it, people dressed like them. And I'm like, what the fuck are these new stormtrooper guards? And of course they were the speed bike guards and Imperial fags and yeah. I had the Emperor. Yup. He was a good one. He had an accessory. It was just that shimmery cloak he had. I don't know what the fuck that was about, but I had there was two incarnations of the Emperor, and one you did send away for. I had him too. Where he had you could move his arms, and he had these really big robed arms, but you couldn't look up the robe. It was it was strange. You could only do so much with plastic molds back then, I guess, and 3 screws in a rubber band. There's your action, man, kid. You know.